going to talk about this little $3 microcontroller. It's called a NodeMCU that I got from eBay. It's like $3. They might be a little bit more than that now because of the coronavirus and all that stuff. But this is going to be a pretty technical video, so if you're not like a prop head, techie like I am, you might find this pretty boring, and so just be warned early. If this isn't your cup of tea, you might want to move on, but I do appreciate you joining me if you do decide to join. So this little chip here, this has a computer and a Wi-Fi processor all on that one thing. This little squiggly looking line right here, that's the what do you call it, the antenna for the Wi-Fi. So you plug it into the computer through this USB port, little mini USB port, just like your cell phone would have if you have like a Samsung or something like that. And then once you've got it programmed, then you just plug this into a charger and it gets its power from that. I'm going to use this guy along with this guy, which is a little relay, and I've got my two inverters, and what I want to accomplish is every morning the secondary inverter I want to turn on and off. I want to turn it off at night and I want to turn it on in the morning. We do that manually right now and it's not the best way to do it in the world. Some days I forget to turn it on and other days I forget to turn it off. So it just sits there and pulls power the whole time. And that inverter is used just for charging the electric car, running the electric dryer, and running the electric water heater. So during the night, it's not used at all. This will also work on a parallel system. So if you have several inverters and at night you know that you're not going to use any more power than the one inverter will use, then you can turn that inverter off, and then the next day when you're ready to use a lot of power, you can turn that other inverter on. So this would work for parallel inverters as well as two standalone inverters, and we're gonna check out how we can do this. So let's get started. Okay, what I really love about this little microcontroller is it is so amazingly flexible. You can do all kinds of things with it. There are people that use them to make their own motion sensors, video cameras, displays, temperature sensors, humidity sensors. I mean, these things are just amazing. And what I'm going to use it for is something stupidly simple, but I've got my reasons for it. Sometimes there is a method to my madness. So what we're going to first do is we've got to download some software to program this thing. And this is all going to be Windows 10 based. So if you run a Mac, just run your emulator and I'll show you how to do it. So what we're going to do first here is we're going to go to the GitHub. Public domain, and we're going to go to github.com/letscontrollit/espeasy/releases. I've got the link down in the description, so you can just click on that and then go to it. So you'll see this comes up, and I can promise you that whenever you go to this page, what you see on your page is not going to be at all close to what's on my page, because the releases come out about every 3-4 days, sometimes every day. So we just scroll down on this first release mega that comes up, and you scroll down till you find the assets. Sometimes this is already opened up, sometimes it's not. In this case it's not, so we just click assets and we see ESP Mega 2020-03-05 zip. So we click that. And then I'm going to save this into my C directory and in my temp folder. And then I'm going to click save. And we'll let that download. Once we've done that, we go to github.com, Ernst Tasmota releases. And that also is down in the description, just a link you can click on. You'll grab the latest one that he has here, and we'll scroll down till we get to the assets again. And here's the assets, and you can see it's already been expanded. And there's several of them here depending on the language. So if you speak English like me, just the tasmota.bin is the only one you need. So we'll click that. And then it comes up and asks where we want to put it. And I do want it in the temp directory. It's already there from the last one that I did. So we'll start that downloading. And I guess that's already downloaded. So we'll bring up this guy. So the tasmota.bin is in the temporary directory. We're going to copy everything back out to that temp directory. This is going to take just a little bit. My computer's not the fastest computer in the world, but it works really well. Okay, so that's done. Now we'll go back to our temp directory. And we'll do the flash ESP8266 guy again here. And COM7 comes up. Firmware is Tasmota. And then flash. And then the little blue light on the NodeMCU will flash, flicker, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you can see that flashing. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, hard to see on there. Maybe it shows up better on YouTube than it does here. And it just cooks right along there, doing its thing. And then it says flash complete. Click OK. We can kill the little program there. Now we see this guy here says Tasmota 2171, and it's an open connection, so we're going to go connect to that now. I don't want it to connect automatically because we're only going to do this one time. And I'll say, yep, want it to be discoverable, and you'll see this says and there's no internet access, which is correct. So we're going to go to, up here we're going to type 192.168.4.1. And then you can see it pops up immediately and it says Tasmota. And it says scan for Wi-Fi networks. I'm going to click scan, we'll let it scan. And it says here MQTT services. So I'm going to click that. And then I go into here and I type in the password. Oops. I'm not sure what I typed, so I got to redo it all. So we got that. Click save. And it's going to try to connect to the network. You can see there's no light here now. I'm going to actually unplug it, and I'm going to connect it in over here. Might get a little bit better signal over there. Now we're going to download this piece of software onto my phone, and it's called Thing. So it's an app out there, and you can download it into your iPhone, your Android, whatever it is. And I'm not sure if they've got an app for the PC for it. So we're just going to look and see if what they've got here. We'll accept their little cookies. I like them chocolate chip better. Free network scanner. Get female. Okay, so let's... I'm not sure that they've got this for the PC. Yeah, get it on Google Play or download it on the App Store. So if I go to the App Store here, you'll see that it comes up, and then you do all that. So this is where we have to figure out what the IP address of this thing is. So I'm going to go bring up my Thing app here. And this is what it looks like when you're bringing it up, and it's running a network scan right now. In my little Thing app here, I hit the refresh, and you can see there that it's going through my network. My network name is MQTT Services. And so it's gone through the whole network. Now what I'm going to do is scroll through here, and I'm going to look for a device that has a device name Tasmota. And I see it right here. It's Tasmota 2171. You can see it right there about midway. Tasmota 2171. Has IP address, the last two digits are 77. And that's the one that I'm going to type in on my computer here. And it is 192.168.200.77. And there it is. Immediately it comes up. Sonoff basic module. Now, what we have to do at this point is we've got to go in here and determine what kind of module that this little guy is going to be. They've got all these different types of modules that you can pick from in here. And then we go down to a generic 18. Oops, did you hear that? And you can see the little blue light on the relay. Try to hold it up here enough where... So you can see the little light, and then I click toggle. The relay turned off. Now it turned on. So it works perfectly now. Alright, so we can go back into our configuration. And we're going to configure other, which is our friendly name. We're going to change that to second inverter. And then we're going to say that he is Belkin Wemo compatible, and a save. Never on that. It's a neighbor's dog, so it just is what it is. We go to main menu, toggle off, toggle on, or toggle off, yeah. Toggle on, toggle off. Working good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go in and wire this to the inverter, which is going to involve soldering 2 wires on the switch inside the inverter, bringing them to this relay, and then I'll be able to remotely turn the inverter on and off. I can put it on a timer if I want. If I go to this configuration here, you can see that I can configure it for domotics to control it. MQTT. We can also do timers. So you could set this guy up to, you know, you got 16 different timers, and you can determine the output, the action, whether it's going to be on, off, or toggle. Arm it just means that it's going to run, and then whether or not you want it to repeat each day. You can have it run Sunday through Saturday. There's a lot of power in it, even if you don't connect it to a computer. It's cheaper than going down to Walmart and buying a timer, and this will use less electricity. So we'll go back to the configuration, and then we'll disconnect this critter, and we'll go in the house and start working on that one. This is going to be fun. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut power to this inverter. This is the one that I want to control with the NodeMCU, and I'm going to cut the power with this circuit breaker and the solar panels, because if I don't cut the solar panels, it'll still run, because this is a batteryless type inverter. So just cutting off the batteries isn't going to work. So I'm going to turn off the solar panels first, and then I'm going to turn off the battery, and then we'll start working on it. And make sure, yep, solar panel icon is gone, and it shows that there's nothing there. So now we'll turn it off, and then we'll cut power, and now we can start working on it. Okay, now you can see that the switch is over here on this side. It's right here. So I'm going to tie the relay into that switch, and I've got to solder my wires in with those. And I hope that it'll work out the way I'm hoping it will. But we'll see. Kind of hard to do when you can't see what you're doing real well. There we go. And that's what we got to tie onto right there. That little switch. Alright, and I've got a roll of this bell wire here, and I'm just going to solder these ends to the switch, and then we'll connect them to the relay, and then we should be pretty much good to go. Alright, what do we got to work with here? Kind of a one-handed operation here. open. So I'm going to select the normally open terminal. Strip back a little bit of this wire. About 1/4 of an inch. It's about all we need. It doesn't matter which color goes where. The other wire goes to the center post. Now we're ready to power it up. So I'm going to plug in this guy, and then I'm going to take this one, plug it into the adapter, a little charger basically. I saw the little blue light flash there. We'll give it a minute. In fact, I'll just bring it up on my phone. I think 77 was the number. Yeah. So now I'm going to toggle him on. Yep. There's the little blue light on the relay saying that it's good, and toggle it off. Now we'll work with Alexa and make sure that it's happy. Alright, it says that it found a device called second inverter. Computer, turn on the second inverter. Boom, there it is. Computer, turn off the second inverter. Working like it's supposed to. So now, we'll turn on all the power to the inverter. So I'm going to turn on the batteries to it. And now I'm going to turn on the solar panels on the combiner box. Alright, so now we're going to try the voice command to turn on this inverter. This is called the second inverter. Computer, turn on the second inverter. Done. That easy, that fast. And the car is already starting to charge up. 2 kilowatts, 2.5, 3 kilowatts, 3.5 kilowatts. Got a car charging. It's a beautiful system. I love it.